Is Airbnb arbitrage dead? With rising competition, skyrocketing rents, and falling profits, it feels sort of like the short term rental gold rush is over. But is it really? Today, I'm breaking down the truth about Airbnb arbitrage in 2025 and whether it's still a viable strategy for building passive income. I'll share what I'm personally seeing in my own portfolio of properties around the country, why some people are struggling, and what you can do to thrive in the new landscape. If you're thinking about diving into the world of Airbnb or wondering if it's time to pivot, you'll want to stick around and check this video out. Right now, there's a lot of oversaturation and competition in the Airbnb market. Things have changed a lot since 2017. When Airbnb was still growing in its infancy stage, there was so much money to be made, you could literally go to a garage sale, stock a house with furniture, and rake in the dough. Things have changed so much in 2025 that now you have to be a serious competitor in the Airbnb market. You have to have top tier properties, great designs, and offer certain amenities that beat out your competition and make your listing stand out. If that wasn't enough, right now, as you know, we're in a recession and things could even potentially get worse. We're seeing things like higher rent costs, which if you're in arbitrage is going to make it harder for you. It means lower profits because you have to pay more in rent. Then with the oversaturation in the market and more competition, that means lower average daily rates. So you can only charge so much for a listing each night of what somebody's going to actually come in and pay for it. Some properties, they have certain amenities where they'll stand out and they can maybe offer more in price. But with people's cash being strapped because of the recession and things getting so expensive with inflation, people are budgeting. They're not spending as much when they're going out. They're not going to pay for the expensive Airbnb. So that means that all of the competitors are competing on price, and we're lowering our average daily rates, and people are basically not making as much as they were in previous years when prices were lower and we could charge more for Airbnbs. So we have higher rent costs, we have lower average daily rates, we have higher cleaning expenses, like everything has gone up because of inflation, which means less profit overall. In my own portfolio, I'm personally seeing a decline in every market that we're in. We're in 5 different markets, 5 different states, and we're seeing a decline upwards of 10 to 15% in our bookings. And we're actually one of the top competitors in the market. So that means that there's a lot of people that are hurting. Now, the flip side to this, and a positive note, is that during these difficult times, if you're a host that can stick through that and ride through that wave, you are going to make so much money when things turn around. So many people right now are considering quitting, or they're quitting because they're not making any money, and that's fine. In recent years, we had a high occupancy percentage, upwards of 90 to 100% occupancy. We're seeing a decline now, maybe in the 80s and sometimes 70s during the slower seasons. Of course, this changes when things get busy again and we're not in slow season, but this has been a slow season compared to previous years. Am I personally still profitable though? Yes. I'm still making thousands of dollars in profit each month using rental arbitrage. Now, my rents with my landlords have not increased. It's important that if you're going to do arbitrage, that you negotiate properly and that you have good partnerships with your landlords. Make sure it's going to be for years to come. The rent is going to remain the same and they're not going to increase the rent on you. Also need to make sure that you negotiate a good rent. There's so many people that they don't think they're bringing value to the table with arbitrage. They think they're almost burdening the landlord. But the truth is that you bring so much value to the table because you're paying a landlord to be their property manager. You're taking care of their property, and the only way for you to be profitable is if it's in perfect condition. Now, this is a totally different model compared to if you're a long-term landlord. I personally have to flip one of my units here, and I've had a tenant in there for the past 2 years, and it's going to cost me around $8,000 to clean up the mess that these tenants made. Airbnb and arbitrage is a great model for landlords, and it has a lot of value that we bring to the table because we take care of their home. Because of this, you can negotiate better rents. You can ask for $500 off the rent each month or for the first month of rent for free. These are called lease concessions, and it's what I teach my students in my coaching program on how to properly negotiate when signing your leases. The more you save up front with lease negotiations and lease concessions, the more you're going to be profitable, and the more resilient you're going to be during slow times like right now with a recession. If you're first getting into it or you're looking for your next arbitrage deal, make sure you guys do good market analysis. Look at data from a variety of sources, and we're going to calculate out accurately how much revenue we're going to make. But you also need to look at the average rent costs in the area. You can check this using some like a website like Rentometer, where you can look at the median rent that a landlord might be making or see where the rent falls. Is it on the high end? Is it in the middle? Usually it's somewhere in there, right? It's definitely not going to be on the low end because they're trying to get as much money as possible. So if you know that, you can bring that data to the table, and that can help with negotiations and leveraging more profit when it comes time for signing your lease. Now, if you're having a hard time finding a profitable Airbnb or you just don't know how, I've personally been there. I have a bulletproof method. We use a variety of sources of data. We take comps. I have a course, and I'll leave a link in the description below. It's super cheap. It's like $50. You guys can sign up and find out how to do that. So is Airbnb arbitrage dead? Is it too late to make thousands of dollars in profit? The answer is no. I don't think it is. I think that there's so many people that are new that are coming in and they have no idea what they're doing, and you're hearing a lot of stories of failure because of that. If you have the proper mentorship or you study up on this, you guys go out there, make sure you know what you're doing, set yourself up for success. Good market analysis, investing enough capital to be competitive, find gaps in your market, look at, is there less bedroom count in a market? Like there's not enough 5-bedroom properties in a market, and you're going to come in and have the only 5-bedroom property, you're going to rake in the dough. Is it amenities? Some properties are really going to pop off and stand out on Airbnb if they have certain amenities that other competitors don't. Make a good strategy and make yourself stand out so that you can be the most competitive in your market. Success now depends on smarter strategies, better market research, and finding those gaps where you can truly stand out. If you're ready to take action, don't get discouraged. Just get informed. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions, and let's talk about how you can navigate these challenges. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.